It's Trumpet Q&A time. Today we're talking about developing your sense of tempo. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Brian from Airflow Music. Alongside publishing our books for brass players, we're releasing a bunch of videos with tips to make brass playing easier for you. So if you're new here, please subscribe to the Airflow Music channel so you're notified of all of our videos. This is a Trumpet Q&A video. Somebody from a YouTube account named Aurora Entertainment writes, "Hello Brian, greetings from Costa Rica. I would like to hear your ideas on how to practice to improve the internal sense of tempo or timing and how you approach metronome practice." Thanks for watching and thanks for the question. In terms of developing an internal sense of tempo, I'm a big fan of subdividing the beat at all times. I actually covered this in the Trumpet A to Z video, C for coordination, which you'll find linked in the description below this video if you didn't see it. Now in that video I was talking specifically about slow practice, but the overall idea holds true for everything. To recap, subdividing means that I'm breaking the beats down into the smallest fractions I can sensibly process while I'm playing. So if the pulse is something like, I'm thinking in semiquavers or 16th notes, da 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 da, and so on. That's true whether I'm practicing slowly, as I demonstrated in that video, or if I'm playing anything else at any tempo. I'm finding a subdivision that I can process at the current tempo, and one that fits the groove of the music I'm playing. This whole concept is really at the core of the Carmine Caruso method of learning to play an instrument. Often we tend to focus on the calisthenic side of his famous exercises, like the 6 notes, but really his whole process was about developing playing as a timed response, to get all the physical elements synchronized and coordinated. To that end, he mandated tapping your foot as you practice to keep a constant pulse of tempo in your body, but elsewhere in your body from the muscles and systems directly involved in what you are learning to play. Mentally subdividing helps keep you on tempo for that. If you're in the habit of subdividing, it can also make it much easier to process rhythms that you're sight reading. When I'm practicing technical studies of any sort, I'm usually doing it with a metronome. That's partly so I can establish a consistent tempo, and partly so I can benchmark my progress with an exercise. If the metronome's going, it makes it easier to make a note of the tempo I was last practicing at. With something new, I'll start out very slowly, to initially work out the kinks of getting from one note to the next smoothly. Then, as I get that worked out, I'll increase the tempo, so I can figure out the tempo at which I can comfortably play whatever it is that I'm practicing. I'll then play it a number of times to make sure that I can be consistent at that tempo before I nudge it up a couple of clicks and start working on making that comfortable. I'll keep doing that until I can get up to my target tempo. In the case of an exercise, there may be no upper limit to the tempo. For a piece of music, I'll ensure I can play it at the tempo it's supposed to be at, as well as somewhat faster, to guard against being caught out by the tempo a musical director may go crazy at. Then, once the target tempo is established, I continue practicing to make it as easy as possible, which will give me the best chance of playing it as musically as possible. If a piece of music remains in a reasonably strict tempo, this will probably still be with the metronome until the later stages of practicing and learning it. If you want to test out how you're doing playing with a metronome and keeping an even tempo, there are plenty of free apps for your cell phone or computer that you can use to record yourself with a click track and then listen back with the click track still playing. That way you can check out whether your tempo is really as even as you think it is. Recording your practice is always useful anyway, to see how you're really sounding. As brass players, we should never forget that we don't actually hear our own sound properly in the same way as everybody else while we're playing, because the bell is always pointing away from us in one direction or another. So for that reason, over the years, I found it quite important to record my practice from time to time. I hope you found this helpful. If so, please hit that like button and subscribe to the Airflow Music channel. If you have any questions about this or any of our videos, please comment below. And please help spread the word about these videos by sharing with your friends on Facebook and Twitter. If you'd like to support us in making more videos like this, please visit airflowmusic.com and consider purchasing a book or a lesson. We'd really appreciate it. I'll see you on the next video. Now, go practice.